People. Those are examples. Now let's find out some of the righteous ways to complain. There's a righteous way to complain too. Okay, go to Psalms 86 and 3. Let's find out the righteous way to complain. Because our people don't know there's two ways to complain. There's a righteous way and a negative way. Our people don't know nothing about the righteous way. That's why when you go to church, our people, one of the biggest things they love to say is, I won't complain. I don't have nothing to complain about. That's our people. That's what they say all the time. Yes, it is the Negroes in church. I don't have nothing to complain about. That's because you don't know that you in Babylon. That's because you don't know that you the Israelites in captivity still. You got everything to complain about if you know how to complain. You know, there's a way to complain. Right now, we got to look at the forms of complaints that we need to complain about. All right, there is a righteous complaint, and the things that we need to concentrate on as a people, that we need to push out there in the elements, is what are they actually doing to the Israelites that's making us moan and groan? Okay, we have to think about this. When you look at when we came over here in slavery, what they did was they had to push an idea on our people. Okay, that idea was going against all the ways that we once knew. It was basically brain polluting our minds, not brainwashing like the elders say, but brain polluting our mind. Okay, we understand that what they had to do was put together a group of men who had to figure out how they was going to rule the entire world. So in order to rule the entire world, they had to put forth an agenda. They had to put forth a workforce. They had to put forth laws, constitutions, governments, a form of money, slavery. They had to put all these things in order. So now the effects are sealed in stone. So now what do we need to complain about since we're the children of those slaves? What are we supposed to complain about? Because we consider ourselves free, right? But think about it. What do we really need to complain about? What we need to complain about is things that we know from the past, things that we have read, things that we have learned. Like I said once before, the Tuskegee Institute, what did they push on our people? Syphilis. That's just one form. If we know they're doing that, we know that they're doing many other things to our people. GMOs in the food, okay, which is weakening our immune system. All right, chemtrails in the sky, which is weakening our people. All right, we didn't have stuff like Coca-Cola, Pepsi, Dr. Pepper. We didn't have that when we was in the kingdom. Okay, those stuff weaken us too. You got caffeine, you got everything that we shouldn't even be touching. All right, what's another one? Petroleum oil. We rubbing basically with the Vaseline. When you put Vaseline on your body, you basically blocking your pores, even though they say it's good for you. That's just petrol. It says, look on the bottle. It says petroleum jelly. Why would you put petroleum jelly on you? Oil. Would you go and buy some Chevron oil and put it on your body? See, these are the things that we got to think. We got to just think, man. We don't think as a people. We got to think about the things that we're putting on our body. And our women today, the Negroes, Latinos, and American Indians, we have, like I said, we have melanin in our skin, but yet our women are quick to go and get some, sunscreen for our children. They putting sunscreen on our children. All right, all that's doing is blocking those rays coming into our children's body to heal them. We get nourishment from the sun. We get vitamin D from the sun. Okay. But we putting on all this skin, sun lotion, sun cream. We have our own cream. We have stuff like shea butter. All right, we have stuff that actually come from trees, from the nuts and fruits from trees that we put on our body. So there's many things that we have a right to complain about. We have a right to complain about our brothers and sisters who are going to prison. We have a right to complain about the criminal justice system. We have a right to complain about the food system, the health system. Okay. A lot of our people are dying from getting the wrong medication when they go to the doctor. It's basically they're just guinea pigs. Our people go to the doctor and believe in everything the doctor says and everything that he subscribes to them. Okay? Now, yes, he went to school for Esau, and he knows certain things that you may not know based on education, but some of that stuff like for example, the pharmaceuticals. Don't you know they have pharmaceutical sales where they bring prescriptions to the doctor and they just give the stuff to them for free. They give it to them for free just so they can sample it out on the people. And the doctor, that's why sometimes you go to the doctor, they just give you stuff. Oh, maybe you should try this for 2 to 3 days. Take it for a period of 10 days, 2 to 3 times a day, and let me know how it works. See? Those things we got to consider. We got to consider, is it really helpful? And the medical field is quick to label a deficiency a disease. Okay? They're quick to label something like that a disease. So you have to be careful with the words that these doctors speak. When they speak their words on you, don't let them break your shield. Okay? Ephesians 6:11. Don't let it get to you. Keep that whole armor of the Most High on you. All right, so there's many things to complain about. We're supposed to complain about the things done in the midst thereof, how it affects not just one of us, but the whole nation of Israel. So keep that in mind when we're talking and when we're going through things, all right? Read that, Psalms 86:3.
Psalms 86:3. Be merciful unto me, O Most High, for I cry unto thee daily.
So I cry unto you daily. Psalms 34:17. King David said, I cry unto you daily. How does he cry? About all the abominations in the midst. That's how we're supposed to complain. You think about how this government is set up. A common control measure is basically to deceive the majority. That's what the elite do. They want to deceive the majority. You know, they want to basically say that the purpose of life is to spend most of your time making money and spend it on unnecessary things. You know, that's what they want. They want you to make excessive money, make it profitable for you, despite the fact that the majority of small businesses go bankrupt. You look at our neighborhoods. Most of the Negroes and Latinos, when they get stores, they either go bankrupt or they lose the store based on high lease, high rent, or they just lose the ownership of it. You know, and it's systematic. Suitable paid work is really very hard to find. So I mean, our people, they're always searching and applying, and they're always trying to get more money, and really what they're doing is losing time. But you know, people got to understand that this government profits off of them. Basically, they profit off of us based on the spend or the expenditure of our money in bankruptcies. That's how they make their money. So, in essence, what we really should be doing is taking the time to help one another. You know, that should be our motto. Not making money, but helping one another. That's what they don't want us to do, focus on helping one another. You know, we can actually build our own communities that way. But we in the last days, so the thing right now to do is get your life and the other brothers and sisters' life in order by keeping the laws. That's first and foremost. That's what we got to concentrate on right now. You see how this system treats us? We're supposed to complain about that. Okay? We see all these homosexuals in the midst. We're supposed to complain about that. Those are the things we complain about. We complain about the evils in the world. Psalms 34:17.
The righteous cry.
Who cry? Who cries out?
The righteous cry.
The righteous cry. See who cries? It's not the wicked that cry. When you don't know how to cry, then you ain't the righteous. Only the righteous know how to cry because they know the Most High's laws, statutes, and commandments. And they can see how this world goes against them. Read it again from the top.
The righteous cry.
Uh-huh.
And the Most High heareth.
Right.
And deliver them out of all their troubles.
Right. He gonna deliver us out of all these wicked troubles going on. The GMOs and, you know, all these different things, the smoke inhalation and, you know, the wickedness of the land, the water being contaminated. He gonna save us from this stuff. Come on.
The Most High is nigh unto them that are of a broken heart.
Right, we're of a broken heart. Come on.
And saveth such as thee of a contrite spirit.
Of a humble spirit. That's what that is, contrite. Having a very, very meek and humble spirit. That's what contrite is. A broken spirit. Come on.
Many are the afflictions of the righteous, but the Most High delivereth him out of them all.
Right. He going to deliver us out of all our troubles, not able to pay our bills and things like that. The Most High, He going to deliver us. You pray unto Him. Those are the things we complain about, how they do us. With the interest fees and, credit card fees and late fees. That's something to cry against because it's unjust. Give me Ezekiel 9:4, all right? Ezekiel 9:4. Because we're not benefiting from any of the stuff that goes on in America. How are we benefiting from it? That's another way it's wicked. We don't benefit from what Americans make off of us. You would be surprised how much money they make off of each individual in America. Especially if he or she is working. Y'all know that the IRS just went global, right? The IRS now is called FATCA. It's foreign accounts overseas. So they're gonna be taxing those in Switzerland and Ireland. They're going global now. Okay. Read that out. Ezekiel 9:4.
Ezekiel chapter 9, verse 4. And the Most High said unto him, Go through the midst of the city, through the midst of Jerusalem, and set a mark upon the foreheads of the men that sigh and cry for all the abominations that be done in the midst thereof.
So he's showing you what a righteous complaint is. A righteous complaint is those who sigh and cry about all the abominations done in the midst. Everything that breaks the Most High's laws in the midst. Those are the things we complain about. Give me Psalms 28, Doc. Psalms 28.
Psalms 28 or 48?
Psalms 28, verse 1. The Most High is marking us based on the fact that we know what we're supposed to worship and complain about. He's marking us and separating us from the other people.
Unto thee will I cry, O Lord my rock. Be not silent to me. Unto thee will I cry, O Most High my rock. Be not.
These people are going to go down into the pit because they don't know how to cry about the unrighteousness done in the midst thereof. Read on.
Hear the voice of my supplications when I cry unto thee.
When he what? Unto him? When he cry, right? When he cries unto him. Come on.
When I cry unto thee, when I lift up my hands toward thy holy oracle.
The Most High.
Draw me not away with the wicked and with the workers of iniquity, which speak peace to their neighbors, but mischief is in their hearts.
The mischief is in their hearts. See that? So we go from there to Genesis 4 and 9. So he's giving you examples of what how the righteous cry. He's showing you. You think these people are going to get away for what they did to the Negroes in America? They got to pay. They basically fugitives. They stole everything from us. Gold, silver, heritage. Everything that they have was ours. Everything. You don't think the Most High is going to hold them responsible for what they did? That's what people don't understand. The Most High is going to hold them responsible for it. And He's going to bring judgment on this earth. Basically, we've been taken and we're held at a ransom right now. Okay? Genesis 4 and 9.
And the Most High said unto Cain, Where is Abel thy brother? And he said, I know not. Am I my brother's keeper?
That's what Esau says today. Am I my brother's keeper? Guns going into the community. Am I my brother's keeper? He don't care about them guns going in the community. With the drugs going into the community, that's a form of witchcraft. He creates the drugs, right? All the drugs that's out there now are all chemical-induced drugs. The crack, that's chemical-induced. The methamphetamines, that's chemical-induced. Heroin, that's a form of chemical-induced. Even though it comes from a plant, you got GMOs in that stuff. You know? It's a form of witchcraft. He creates that stuff as a potion, puts it into the community, and then you get hooked. And his main focus is to overwhelm the black community with the drugs and the guns and the diseases. He creates all that stuff, like the syphilis. He tried to make a stronger version of syphilis just to kill us off. That's why he's doing the Tuskegee experiments. AIDS, that's an experiment from the witches. The witches create that, the scientists.
Has arrived.
All right? All that stuff is created by the witches of America. And they do that specifically to kill the Negroes, Latinos, and American Indians. That's what it's for. Like the smallpox they brought to the American Indians. That was a form of witchcraft. They put it in the blankets. That's what witches do. Okay? Read out.
And he said, what hast thou done? The voice of thy brother's blood crieth unto thee from the ground.
So Abel's blood is still crying to the Most High after Cain slew him. That's showing you that our spirit still lives when we die. The Most High can still hear the spirit of Abel. Alright? Go from there to Revelation 6 and 9. Let me show you how our spirits are. Let's find out. If Abel's blood was crying from the ground, what do you think our blood does? All our forefathers that got slain in slavery, their blood is crying out too. Okay? Revelation 6 and 9. I'll read that.
And when he had opened the fifth seal, I saw under the altar the souls of them that were slain for the word of the Most High, and for the testimony which they held.
Stop. So it don't say that he saw the wicked souls. It said that he saw the souls that stood for this testimony of Hamashiach Yahushai of the Most High. So the wicked, they don't have nothing to cry about. What do they have to cry about? They happy here. They say don't complain about what's going on in the midst. They don't have nothing to complain about. So why should the Most High allow them to live? That's why, read that verse again,
And when he had opened the fifth seal, I saw under the altar the souls of them that were slain for the word of the Most High, and for the testimony which they held.
Which they held. Now it says under the altar. What's the altar? That's where the Most High dwells. That's up in the third dimension, up in the heavens. So we're considered under the altar right now here on the earth. The altar is above us. Okay? This is the same thing as Ezekiel 9 and 4. Read.
And they cried with a loud voice.
They did what?
And they cried with a loud voice.
Right? Now that should bring the bell Isaiah 58:1, where it says, cry out loud, spare not, lift up thy voice like a trumpet, and show my people their transgressions. Right? Read verse 10 again.
And they cried with a loud voice, saying, how long, O the Most High, holy and true, dost thou not judge and avenge our blood on them that dwell on the earth?
Right, so he's telling them, all these servants are telling the Most High, how long are we going to, this is a righteous complaint. How long? This is the jury. We're the jury of the Most High. We're the ones who are going to complain this man into court. Basically, that's what we're going to do. Go to Psalms 82. All right? We have to complain. See, if we don't complain, nothing's going to happen in America. It's going to continue to go the way that it's going. We have to continue to complain and put it up into the sky so the Most High can hear it, just like during the days of Nimrod when they built the tower. They saw and they heard it. Psalms 82. And read verse 2.
Psalms 82 and 2. How long will you judge unjustly and accept the persons of the wicked?
Right. How long will you judge unjustly? So that's what the men under the altar are saying in Revelation. The same thing. How long you gonna let this man get away with what he's getting away with? He's still robbing and pillaging other lands right now. He's doing that in Iraq. All right? He's doing the same thing. They're about to go to war over there. I don't know if y'all know or not. They just found 3 children's bodies out of Israel over there in Iraq. They're about to go to war. About to go to war over there. Rumors of war is about to jump off. Hold me Exodus 3 and 7. Exodus 3 and 7. I think Barack Obama about to send 5,000 more troops over to Iraq. You know, they getting ready for war. While everybody over here sleeping, they getting ready to go to war over there. Exodus 3 and 7.
And the Most High said, I have surely seen the affliction of my people which are in Egypt, and have heard their cry by reason of their taskmasters. For I know their sorrow. Right,
so that's why we have to cry, so the Most High can hear us. The children of Israel, when they was in Egypt, they cried. They knew what was right from wrong. They cried unto the Most High. That's what we have to do here. Every day we have to cry. When we pray in the morning, we cry. When we wake up, before we go to bed, we have to cry to the Most High. Ask Him for forgiveness of our sins, bless our bodies, and the brothers and sisters in His truth, and then pray against this country. That's what we have to do as the people, so we can get out of here. Give me Exodus 1 and 14. Just like our forefathers, they cried. That's how the Most High heard them. When He talked to Moses, He said, I heard the cries of the children in Egypt. Exodus 1 and 14.
And they made their lives bitter with hard bondage, in mortar and in brick, and with all manner of service in the field. All their service, wherein they made them serve, was with rigor. He made them work hard. Can you imagine them telling you, okay, go make some bricks without straw? You know how much complaining you gonna do? How can I make bricks without straw? Alright? That's just like saying, go make a cake without wheat or without flour. How you gonna do that? And you gotta get 100 done right now. Man. Well, I'll tell you, these people are crazy like that. They have you working like a Hebrew slave for real. Just think about that though. We got sayings, working like a Hebrew slave. We say, I'm working hard like a Mexican. Well, I'm working hard like a Jamaican. You can't tell me we ain't the children of Israel. I'm working hard like a Jamaican, they ain't faking. I'm working hard like a Mexican. It go right along with I'm working as hard as a Hebrew slave. Alright? Give me Exodus, what I tell you get? Exodus go to Exodus 15 and 24. Exodus chapter 15, verse 24. And the people murmured against Moses, saying, what shall we drink?
Now this is a righteous complaint. The people murmured against Moses. This is a righteous complaint. Come on.
And he cried unto the Most High, and the Most High shewed him a tree, which when he had cast into the waters were made sweet. There he made for them a statue and an ordinance, and there he proved them.
Right. Can you read a little louder, Ak?
Oh. And he cried unto the Most High, and the Most High showed him a tree, which when he had cast into the waters were made sweet. There he made for them a statue and an ordinance,
right.
And there he proved them.
And there he proved them. So the Most High, he heard their cry, and he gave them what they wanted. Just like in Deuteronomy 28, verse 1 through 15. Whatever we ask, He's going to give it to us. Read Matthew 19 and 2. Look at how Mashiach, look how he was working. See, when we complain righteously, the Most High give us what we need. Whatever we need, the Most High give it to us. If it's His will. If it's not His will, and you pray more than 3 times, you may not get it. Alright? But if it's His will, you'll get it. You know? Matthew 19 and 2.
19 and 2. And great multitudes multitudes followed him, and he healed them there.
Stop. So he said he healed them because the multitudes followed him because they believed. So those people were complaining about being healed, and Hamashiach healed them. Whatever Israel wanted, they got it when Hamashiach was here. Read 2 Kings chapter 2 and 17. All right? That's why we have to complain that the Most High will fight for us. He'll fight for us if we complain righteously. Okay? 2 Kings chapter 2 verse 17.
And when they urged him till he was ashamed, he said, sin. They sent therefore 50 men.
Now this is the Slakia. This is Elisha. This is Elijah. Okay? And Elijah is basically Elijah's basically going to war for the children of Israel. Go ahead and read out.
And when they urged him till he was ashamed, said, sin. They sent therefore 50 men, and they sought 3 days, but found him not. And when they came again to him, for he tarried at Jericho, he said unto them, did I not say unto you, go not? And the men of the city said unto Elisha, behold, I pray thee, the situation of this city is pleasant, as my Lord seeth. But the water is not, and the ground is barren. And he said, bring me a new curse, and put salt therein. And they brought it to him.
Now, read that again. Read verse 20 again. All right? That's not curse.
And he said, bring me a new cruise.
A new cruise. Like a boat.
Bring me a new cruise, and put salt therein. And they brought it to him. And he went forth unto the spring of the waters, and cast the salt in there, and said, thus saith the Most High, I have healed these waters. There shall not be from thence any more death or barren land.
So he did the same thing Moses did for the children of Israel, that the Most High blessed the waters and healed the waters and made it sweet. Elisha did the same thing, because someone complained about the water. See? Read.
So the waters were healed unto this day, according to the saying of Elisha, which he spake.
Right, that's why the Most High is going to heal the land when we go back, because we're going to know how to heal it. When we go back to Israel, that's when everything's going to get healed. Everything's going to get restored, because we're going to know what to pray for. We're going to know how to ask the Most High. Right now, the whole world is contaminated. Everything's contaminated because people don't know how to cry to the Most High. They don't know how to do it. They see the stuff going on and they don't even pray to the Most High about it. They just let it happen. Okay? They don't know how to go about fixing something. We're the plumbers, we're the carpenters, we're all those things. That's who we are. We're the fixers of the world. Read the 22nd verse, all right?
So the waters were healed unto this day, according to the saying of Elisha, which he spake.
Right. According to the sayings that he said. He complained with the righteous sayings. Read 23 and 24. Watch how these children murmur against Elisha and what he does.
And he went up from thence unto Bethel, and as he was going up by the way, there came forth 4 little children out of the city, and mocked him, and said unto him, Go up, thou bald head, go up, thou bald head. And he turned back and looked on them, and cursed them in the name of the Most High. And there came forth 2 she-bears out of the wood, and bare 42 children of them.
So them bears tore them children up. So the Most High ain't playing. He cursed children too. All right. So a lot of people say, "Oh, they just children. They're not responsible." The Most High dealt with children. They cursed his prophet. The Most High, was that Isaiah 54:17 again? Every tongue that speaks against you, the Most High is going to deal with them. So even those children got dealt with. They got mauled on by 2 she-bears. Read.
I thought you said 154:17. And he went from thence to Mount Carmel, and from thence he returned to Samaria.
From thence he returned back to Samaria. See that? All right, so let's go from there. Let's go to Psalms 30. Psalms 34:17. We're almost done here.
34:17. The righteous cry, and the Most High heareth, and delivereth them out of all their troubles.
Right. Come on.
The Most High is nigh unto them that are of a broken heart, and saveth such as be of a contrite spirit.
Right, there go that contrite spirit again. You gotta have that humble heart. I don't care how bad or how mad you might get, you still gotta have that humble heart when it comes to the Most High. If you got problems with somebody, pray on it. That's what he want. He'd rather you pray on it first than speak evil against that person. Just go pray to him about it. He'll fix it. Read.
Many are the afflictions of the righteous, but the Lord delivereth him out them all.
Right, see that? Many are the afflictions of the righteous. You might have somebody stand with you that you can't stand, you know? But how do you get that person out of your hair? You pray to the Most High about it. The Most High, he might put a spirit on that person to humble down, and you might still have to deal with them, but at least that person will be easier to deal with. Or you might have something come that person way where they might move. So, I mean, there's all kinds of examples of how the Most High deal with things, you know. Read Ecclesiastes 7:7. Ecclesiastes 7:7.
Yeah.
Read. Quote it and read it too.
Yeah, no, 7:7. Sorry, I kept passing it up. Surely oppression maketh a wise man mad, and a gift destroyeth the heart.
Right, so oppression maketh a wise man mad, right? So the wise man is Israelites in this particular situation. Oppression is what we're going through. We're being oppressed now as a people. So that's what should make us mad. Not the fact, oh, I don't like the way this guy's treating me at work and he's my equal. That shouldn't make you mad. You got a job, be happy you got a job. But oppression, being oppressed, that's what we should be mad about. Alright? The bigger problem. Don't look at the little problem, look at the big problem. Why are we here? You know? Look at the big problem. Alright, read Ecclesiastes 1:18.
I hated all my labor, which I had taken.
Ecclesiastes 1:18.
1:18, sorry. For inasmuch wisdom is much grief, and he that increaseth knowledge increases sorrow.
What does that mean? He that increaseth in knowledge increases sorrow. Before you came to this truth, you didn't have any knowledge. You didn't know what was right, what was wrong. You didn't know about the things that Esau was doing. You didn't really care about that stuff. But now you got that knowledge. You know when you walk in the earth, you know who Moab is, you know who Ammon is, you know who Ishmael is. You just look at him and oh man, that's Ishmael. Oh, that's Moab. Oh, that's the one that kept us in captivity. Oh, those Africans, them Hamites, they had us in captivity too. You know, we walk around with knowledge that we didn't have before. We walk around, when we see Esau, we know right away who his forefathers were. We know right away why he's in great high positions. We know right away why he got money and we don't have money. Read that verse again, Art.
For in much wisdom is much grief, and he that increaseth knowledge increaseth sorrow.
Right, that's why a lot of people don't want to come into the truth, because it's too much for them. It's too much information. You know, it grieves them. A lot of people don't like they want to stay happy not knowing nothing. They want to just stay dumbfounded. But when you come into the truth, it's a time capsule. The first year you're learning all this, it's so much information. It's a joy. But then, just like Ezekiel said, when he ate that roll, it was sweet in his mouth. But after he digested, it was sour. It was sourful in his stomach. It's the same thing with this truth. When you first get this truth, it's sweet. You know, it's the best thing on earth. You want to tell everybody, but as you keep digesting it, it becomes painful because nobody else want to listen to what you got to say or what you know. They don't care. You know, so you got to keep walking that walk. That's what he means by when you increaseth in knowledge, you increaseth in sorrow. That's what it means. Okay? Read, go to Ezekiel 9:4 again. Ezekiel 9:4.
And the Most High said unto him, Go through the midst of the city, through the midst of Jerusalem,
Stop.
and set a mark upon the forehead
Stop right
of the
there,
men
Art.
that die and that cry for all the abominations that be done in the midst thereof.
All right, Ike, you gotta listen when I say stop too, because I'll be trying to get a point out. But
I didn't even read it. I'm sorry.
yeah, it's okay. With the Jerusalem, when he says go through the midst of Jerusalem, Jerusalem is the people. Zion is the people. Israel is the people. All right. When you hear those terms, that's talking about the children of Israel. Okay. Israel is my firstborn. That's us. So don't think that that's over there, Jerusalem. All right. All that means is city of peace. Zion is his people. All right. That just means the highest people on the earth, Zion. All right. Okay. So read Ezekiel 9:4 again.
And the Most High said unto him, Go through the midst of the city, through the midst of Jerusalem, and set a mark upon the foreheads of the men that sigh and that cry for all the abominations that be done in the midst thereof.
Right, so the Most High is going to separate us based on that mark. That mark is keeping His commandments. That's what the mark is. And you can see that in Isaiah chapter 8 and 16. It speaks about us having that mark. Read Isaiah 58:1, Art. We got 4 more verses.
58:1.
Yeah, we got 4 more verses and we're going to end with that. Isaiah 58:1.
Cry aloud, fear not. Lift up thy voice like a trumpet, and show my people their transgression,
Right.
and the house of Jacob their sin.
And that's what we're supposed to be doing. We're supposed to try to get other people to join in with looking and finding out what the complaints of this place is. Why Babylon is so wicked. We're supposed to cry aloud to wake up these people. Show our lights. Read the next verse.
Yet they seek me daily, and delight to know my ways, as a nation that did righteousness, and forsook not the ordinance of their power. They ask of me the ordinance of justice. They take delight in approaching to the Most High.
Right. So we got to take it. We got to take it full force. Not be light on our feet when it comes to following His ways. We got to go full throttle. Okay. Even the heathen cry for the righteous things. Sometimes, you know, they even what's coming to mind. What's coming to mind right now is Matthew 15:24. Get that real quick. Matthew 15:22. Because the heathen cry too. They cry when they're being afflicted. Okay. And normally it's those who are living with the Negroes, Latinos, and American Indians. Those are the ones who know how to cry like we cry. All right. Now listen how Hamashiach dealt with this. Matthew 15:22.
And behold, a woman of Canaan came out of the same coast and cried unto him, saying, Have mercy on me, O Lord, O Lord, thou son of David, my daughter is grievously vexed with the devil.
Right. Come on.
But he answered her not a word.
He didn't even speak to her. Come on.
And his disciples came and besought him, saying, Send her away, for she cried after us.
Right. So she was crying too. She cried after the disciples, and the disciples went back to Hamashiach. Come on.
But he answered and said, I am not sent but unto the lost sheep of the house of Israel.
Right. Come on.
Then came she and worshipped him, saying, Lord, help me.
Right. So
but he answered and said, it is not meet to take the children's bread and cast it to dogs.
Right. So she cried too after Hamashiach, but Hamashiach put her straight and said, I came for the children of Israel. Read.
And she said, truth, Lord, yet the dogs eat of the crumbs which fall from their master's table.
She called herself a dog. Come on.
Then Hamashiach Yahushua answered and said unto her, O woman, great is thy faith. Be it unto thee even as thou wilt. And her daughter was made whole from that very hour.
So Hamashiach healed her too because she followed the chain of command. She went through the disciples, back to Hamashiach, and she was healed, whole. So Hamashiach, the Most High created all nations. He created everybody, did he not? But Israel is the firstborn. Israel is the one who gets the covenants, the inheritance. So the chain of command is going through Israel to Hamashiach for the other nations. That's what they have to understand. And they can still cry just like we cry, as long as they know the order. If they don't know the order, they won't get blessed. All right? Give me Psalms 28 and 6.
Psalms 28 and 6. Blessed be the Most High, because he hath heard the voice of my supplication.
Right. So the Most High, King David is crying again. He said, blessed be the Most High, blessed be the Lord of the Most High, Hamashiach of the Most High. Because he heard his supplication, he heard his mourning. Go to Psalms 86 and 3. We're going to end it with this.
Be merciful unto me, O Lord. Be merciful unto me, O Most High, for I cry unto thee daily.
Right, and that's what we're supposed to do. Cry daily. That's why I mentioned that earlier. We got to always cry to the Most High. You ever want to read a good prayer, read the prayer of Manasseh. All right? That's in the Apocrypha. That's a good prayer. It just basically shows you how he had a contrite spirit. But our people, we get so torn up in emotions when we talk about people. It's an emotion. Okay, and those emotions, they just continue to add on to other sins, you know. And when other people join in, basically you got murmuring going on between you and 2 or 3 other people. And that's just an emotion. You could do it within yourself, or you could do it amongst other people. But when you cry with the righteous spirit, like for example, when Hamashiach brought Lazarus back from the dead, it said that he moaned to the Most High. He was groaning and moaning to the Most High, where no one could understand what he was saying. And that's what we got to do. We got to moan and groan to the Most High about the things done around here, you know. And that's pretty much how we got to conduct ourselves. So you got negative complaining, and you got righteous complaining. So we got to figure out, how do we spread this word to our people to teach them how to complain righteously so we could be redeemed from this place. And that's what we got to ponder on as a nation of people. Anybody got any questions?
No.
Any questions? Okay. We're going to go ahead and say a prayer. I'm going to end it with the prayer. Amayu Apanya Hakodam, rise and face the east.
This is the word of the Lord of hosts. I took you from the pastures and from following the sheep to be prince over my people Israel. I have been with you wherever you have gone and have destroyed all the enemies in your path. I will make you a great name among the great ones of the earth. I will assign a place for my people in Israel. There I will plant them, and they shall dwell in their own land.